Mason Ridge had always been proud of its fire department. For decades, the town bragged about its firefighters, brave men who ran into burning buildings, saved cats from trees, and marched proudly in every 4th of July parade. But there was something else Mason Ridge didn't talk about. A culture, unspoken but deeply embedded, where tradition wasn't just valued, it was weaponized. Outsiders didn't last long. Women rarely stayed past their first year, and firefighters of color almost never made it into leadership positions. Promotions were handed out like favors. Jokes about diversity hung in the air like smoke, and the phrase, "that's how we've always done it," was used to shut down any attempt at change. That old world was about to collide with a new reality. Her name was Maya Richardson. At 44 years old, she had already lived 3 lifetimes' worth of firefighting experience. She'd commanded multi-station wildfire responses, rebuilt an failing urban department from the ground up, and earned a national medal for leading a daring rescue in a collapsing chemical plant. She was known for her composure, discipline, fairness, and her refusal to tolerate discrimination of any kind. When she accepted the position of fire chief of Mason Ridge, she told city officials one thing: "Before I lead this department, I need to understand it. Not on paper, not in meetings. I want to see how they treat people when no rank, no badge, no introduction is attached." City Hall agreed, and that was how Maya found herself standing outside Station 9, wearing old jeans, worn-down sneakers, and a gray hoodie instead of her decorated uniform. No one knew who she was, and that was the entire point. Chapter 1. The Entrance. The firehouse was buzzing with the usual mid-morning activity. A couple of firefighters cleaned equipment, others lounged in the day room watching a football replay, and someone in the kitchen banged pots around like a frustrated chef. Maya stepped inside quietly. Immediately, 2 firefighters near the entrance paused their conversation and looked her up and down. One of them, a stocky man with a constantly irritated expression, nudged the other. "Lost?" he asked, not kindly. She smiled politely. "I'm here to see the administrative captain." He snorted. "The administrative captain? Lady, this isn't a tourist center. Only personnel should be here." "I understand. This is regarding departmental business." He leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. "Yeah, well, we're kinda busy." They weren't. The other firefighter chimed in, voice loud and dismissive. "Unless you're here about smoke detectors or school tours, you need to use the front office like everyone else." "This is the front office." He frowned as if she had challenged the natural order of things. Before she could continue, a booming voice interrupted everything. Chapter 2. The Captain. Captain Brandon Cooper walked out of the hallway like he owned the entire building. Tall, muscular, and wearing an expression permanently set to annoyance, he had the swagger of a man who had never once been told no. He didn't greet Maya. He didn't ask who she was. He looked at the 2 firefighters near the entrance. "What's going on?" "This lady says she needs to see leadership," he said, rolling his eyes. His gaze slid back to her. "Leadership? About what?" She kept her voice calm. "It's a personnel matter." He barked a laugh. "Personnel? Ma'am, you're not personnel. If you've got a complaint about hydrants, garbage, parking, whatever, you need City Hall, not the firehouse." "It's about internal operations." "Internal? Okay, humor me. What exactly do you think we can help you with?" She took a breath. "I'd prefer to speak with someone in command." The laughter stopped. He stepped closer, irritation growing. "Look, I don't have time for games. Are you hearing me? If you're not part of this department, you don't come back here. Understand? She didn't flinch. I didn't say I wasn't part of this department. That sentence hit him wrong. His face darkened. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You think you can just walk in here and pretend you're a firefighter? We don't have civilians walking through our space. I'm not a civilian. Another beat of silence. The stocky firefighter laughed like she'd told the world's best joke. Oh, really? You're a firefighter? Here? In this house? She didn't respond. An absence of fear, hesitation, or embarrassment triggered something ugly in Cooper. His jaw tightened. You know what? I don't have time for this. You need to leave. I'm not leaving, she said evenly. That was the moment he snapped. Chapter 3. Crossing the Line. Cooper grabbed her by the arm, hard, and yanked her toward the door. Gasps sounded around the room. A mug fell off a counter. Someone muttered, "Oh, hell." But no one intervened. No one dared challenge Captain Cooper. "Out," he growled. "I'm not playing this game." She pulled her arm back, not violently, but with a practiced, controlled twist that broke his grip instantly. It startled him. "Don't touch me again, Captain." She said it quietly, professionally, firm but composed. But hearing his title from her enraged him more. "Who the hell do you think you are?" he snapped. She stared at him steadily. "Call your battalion captain." He stepped closer until he towered over her. "Look, you've got 2 seconds to walk out of here before I remove you myself." His hand lifted, and in front of the entire station, he shoved her. A hard, full-body shove that sent her backward into a table. The room went silent. Every firefighter froze. Even the TV in the day room felt muted. And then, at the worst possible moment for him, the office door opened. Chapter 4. The Reveal. The administrative director walked out of the hallway, holding a thick folder and adjusting his glasses. He saw Maya. He beamed. "Oh, Chief Richardson, you're early." If dead silence had levels, this one broke the scale. Every firefighter turned white. The stocky guy's jaw dropped. Someone whispered, "Chief?" Cooper stepped back like he'd been struck. The director kept talking, oblivious to the tension. "I was just preparing the onboarding documents for your first official meeting. Welcome to Station 9. He suddenly noticed the stunned faces. His smile faded. "Is everything all right?" She kept her eyes on Cooper. "Everything is fine," she said calmly. Cooper stammered, voice cracking. "Chief, wait, I didn't know, this isn't, I didn't—" She held up her hand, silencing him instantly. "Captain Cooper," she said, voice steady and razor-sharp, "you are relieved of duty effective immediately." The room inhaled sharply in unison. "Wait, Chief, please," he begged. "I didn't know who you were. I thought—" "You assaulted a woman asking for assistance. My identity is irrelevant." She turned to the firefighters standing by, frozen between loyalty and fear. "Restrain him." No one moved. She locked eyes with the battalion sergeant. "That's an order." That broke the paralysis. 2 firefighters quickly but respectfully approached Cooper, securing his arms. He didn't fight. His entire world had collapsed in seconds. "I gave 18 years to this place," he whispered, voice broken. "And you spent 18 years misusing your authority. Now you will face the consequences." Chapter 5. The Investigation. Within an hour, Station 9 looked like a crime scene. HR officials arrived, internal affairs arrived, a city council representative arrived, and every firefighter suddenly sat straighter, walked quicker, and spoke softer. Rumors spread like wildfire. He put hands on the new chief? He's done. She came undercover? Brilliant. We're so screwed. By noon, Maya was seated at the head of the main conference table, uniform finally visible beneath her blazer, rank patches gleaming. "All right," she said. "Let's begin." She conducted interviews, reviewed station logs, asked questions no one expected. She learned everything. Who ignored discrimination complaints? Who mocked female recruits? Who used racial slurs when officers weren't around? Who enforced tradition by bullying younger firefighters? Who retaliated against anyone who reported misconduct? When she finished, she said only one thing: "This ends now." Chapter 6. The Aftermath. That evening, a press conference was held. Camera crews surrounded the building. Reporters shouted questions. Citizens crowded the sidewalks, stunned by the sudden fall of a decorated captain. Maya stepped to the podium. She didn't read from notes. She didn't hide emotion. "I am not here to preserve a broken system," she began. "I am here to build a department that respects the people it serves and the people who serve within it." Beside her stood the mayor, the city manager, and the fire union president, each of them visibly tense. "In my first hour at Station 9, I witnessed discrimination, harassment, and an abuse of authority, all directed at someone they believed had no power." She let the words sink in. "That behavior would have been wrong even if I were a stranger, but I was not. I was their new chief." Gasps rippled through the crowd. "Today, disciplinary actions were taken. More will follow. There will be new training, new reporting channels, and new accountability measures." She paused. "Change starts today." The applause was immediate. Loud, long, emotional. Chapter 7. The Transformation. Over the next 6 months, everything about Station 9 changed. Some firefighters left voluntarily, others were replaced. Several were retrained and ultimately redeemed. Maya implemented anonymous reporting, strict anti-discrimination policies, leadership rotations, new mentoring programs, community engagement events, full departmental audits. And slowly, the culture shifted. Firefighters who once stayed silent found their voices. New recruits, women, Black firefighters, Latino firefighters, Asian firefighters, LGBTQ firefighters, recruits, chiefs, retirees suddenly had allies, advocates, and role models. People worked harder, treated each other better, responded to calls with renewed unity. One afternoon, months later, a rookie approached her privately. "Chief," he said, nervous, "I just wanted to thank you." "For what?" she asked. "For making this a place I'm proud to work." She smiled softly. "You don't thank me. You help me continue the work." Chapter 8. The Final Visit. Nearly a year after the day she walked into the station undercover, Maya visited Station 9 again, this time in full uniform, head held high, respect following her like a shadow. The new captain, a woman named Elena Brooks, greeted her with a firm handshake and a warm smile. "Chief Richardson, we've been expecting you." The station looked different, cleaner, brighter, hopeful. Firefighters snapped to attention as she walked past, not out of fear, but genuine respect. She approached the exact spot where Cooper had shoved her. The table had been replaced, the atmosphere transformed. Brooks noticed her looking. "A lot has changed," she said quietly. Maya nodded. "Yes," she replied. "It has." Brooks hesitated. "Was it worth it, Chief?" Maya placed a hand on the new captain's shoulder. "Every second." Chapter 9. Legacy. 2 years later, at a statewide leadership conference, Maya received the Fire Service Equity Award, honoring leaders who dismantled discriminatory systems within public safety institutions. When she stepped up to the microphone, she saw faces from every firehouse across the state. Men, women, young, old, black, white, Latino, Asian firefighters, LGBTQ firefighters, recruits, chiefs, retirees. The entire room stood. And for a moment, Maya felt the weight of everything, the shove, the humiliation, the pain, but also the growth, the unity, the victory. "This award," she said softly, "belongs to every firefighter who chose courage over comfort, to everyone who spoke up, to everyone who changed." She paused, emotion thick in her voice. "And to anyone who ever walked into a room where they weren't expected to lead, but did anyway." The applause thundered through the hall. Epilogue. Full circle. Years later, Station 9 became a model for the entire state, a beacon of diversity, professionalism, and respect. People forgot the scandal. They forgot the headlines. They even forgot Captain Cooper. But they never forgot the woman who changed everything. Chief Maya Richardson. The woman who walked into a fire station as a nobody and left it forever transformed.